Okay, now, hello and welcome to WebPiano Academy. This is a live stream, and my name is Antonella Di Giulio, and I'm a classical pianist and music theorist, and I'm the founder of this channel. In this episode, I'm going to interview Dr. Levent Arslan, who is an expert in music education. But first of all, let's go ahead and play some music for WebPiano Academy. So, welcome and welcome to this live stream. And I'm happy to have you here. So, can you tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, and what?
Okay, but we are frozen again. I'm leaving and re-entering. Okay.
We have some technical difficulties, but we will get there soon. I'm all by myself now. That happens when we have this live streams. We are actually live streaming, and we have all the problems in this world. Anyway, so with Dr. Arslan, we will talk about music education, and now I'm adding him to the stream again. Hi.
Hi again.
Hi again. Yes, we'll be going in back depending on the connection, but I mean, we're here.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me for your channel.
Thank you for being here.
It's a great honor. I'm a music educator, music teacher at a high school, a fine arts high school in Istanbul. I teach there music theory, both Western music theory and Turkish music theory, and classical guitar for 10 years. But I'm I teach music almost 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. My At first I went to an state conservatory.
Yes.
There I studied opera and voice.
Yeah.
My first voice teacher was an American,
Wow.
Geraldine Cooper.
Yeah.
Then I graduated there. I get an associate degree there, and I went to we have a faculty of education here. I went there for studying music education. I got a bachelor degree. Then I went on
Yeah.
Master of Science and PhD, both on music education, and went on. And currently, I also teach sound design and music in movies
Yeah.
classes at university, Istinye University in Istanbul. Uh,
Yeah.
so on.
Yes. So, how did you start being interested in music? So, I read in your bio that basically you were interested in music since you were young, right? And then you kind of tried to taught your, to teach yourself
Yeah, yeah.
music.
Okay. Okay, when I was 6 years old, I went to mandolin classes in
Yeah.
my hometown. Yeah, mandolin. It was a small town, very small town.
Yeah.
Music education opportunities were very limited. It isn't now. Back then, yeah,
Yes.
it was very limited. I went there for 2 years, and I learned very good things, very important things there.
Mhm.
But it stopped there because it was hard to find a professional educator in a small town back
Right.
then.
Yes.
In 80s,
Yes.
1980s. Yeah, it was very hard to find. Uh, in our neighborhood, there was an immigrant. He's
Yes.
Turkish, but he was immigrated from Bulgaria
Uh-huh.
to Turkey. He was an expert in music,
Yes.
and he gave me some private lessons on harmonica, on music theory. I studied him for 1 year approximately. Then
Yes.
I met with guitar.
Yeah.
It was the love of my love. It is still love of my love. Uh, but still the same. There was no teacher
Yes.
in a small town back then. Yeah, you know. My father bought a guitar for
The
me,
piano,
and
but so when I was young, I was playing the piano, but my dream was to play the harp, and there were no harp
oh,
teachers. So yeah,
very
I
nice.
had to kind of stick with the piano, right? Because I was the only teacher I could have. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yes.
Yeah. My father bought me a method book, but it was not on a classic guitar. It was like a popular guitar, a picking.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I start to study it with that book by my own. I hadn't any teacher, but
Yeah.
thanks to my previous teacher, I could read and write music.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah. The importance of understanding really kind of how music
Yeah,
theory
you're
works,
right.
right? How music
Yeah,
works. It's
yeah.
so important. Yes.
I could speak the language of music.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
notation, you know, it's a language. We will talk about it later.
Yeah.
And I studied with it. Then, uh, in a summer vacation, I met with an Italian people,
Hmm.
a couple. What was his name? Enrico.
Hmm.
Uh, he saw me when I was trying to play guitar.
Right.
Uh, he had a great interest on me. He come over to me and we chat a bit. Uh, he played my guitar. He
Do you
was
speak
also
Italian as well? No.
yeah, an Italian man. Yeah.
No, no. Do you speak Italian?
No. We spoke in English. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. I don't speak Italian. If I could, uh, that's a poetic language. I know, but I cannot.
Yes.
Uh, he promised me to send some documents, some methods
Hmm.
when he was going to back his country, and he
Yeah.
kept his promise. He sent some books. Uh,
Beautiful. Thank you, Enrico.
yeah,
From
yeah.
Grazie.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
sent me classical strings. He sent me books. And I'm grateful
That's beautiful.
for this. And I've started to work with that documents, that methods. And by the way, I was going to take my formal education. I was attending to a science high school here.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
on a boarding school. I was living in a dormitory. Yeah, and I never left to play guitar for a single day.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, then I was accepted. I didn't want to. Uh, I didn't want to educate it on music in college. I would
Yeah.
like to be an engineer.
Oh, well.
I yeah. I went to an engineering school here, a
Yes.
college, very important college in Istanbul.
Hmm.
It was a mechanical engineering. I went
Hmm.
there for one
Yeah.
and a half year,
Right.
but then I decided that that profession was not suitable for me, and I
Right.
decided to apply for conservatory, and I was accepted there, and
Yes.
my formal music education, at
Yes.
least,
Yeah. Yeah.
started.
Started there.
Uh,
So, but
yeah.
were you really kind of when you were a kid? Did you want to become a musician, or what were you
No,
dreaming about?
uh, I didn't want to be a musician because uh, people didn't consider the musicianship as a uh, real job.
Yeah. True.
in that time, back then, yeah.
Yes.
Uh, uh, because of this, I never thought to be a
Have fun,
musician.
right?
Yeah, just fun.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
when I came to Istanbul, it's a very big city here. Now
Yeah.
it's 20 million. We are 20 million here now. I realized that it is a real job. It's a
Yeah.
good job.
Yes.
It is a real profession.
Right.
And I was wrong. I realized that I was wrong, and
Yeah.
I've changed my mind. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yes. So, you did your research on music education, and I read that it was about literacy, literacy tests on
Yeah.
music, right? In
Yeah.
school, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of, how did you develop this interest?
Uh, Music literacy test. It was my. Let me talk about the my topic.
Yeah.
It was the topic was development of a music literacy test and a pilot study on primary school graduates.
Yes.
Uh, why did I chose this topic? Let me try to explain to you. Uh, as I said before, I believe that music has a its own language. It's
Yeah.
kind of it's like a language.
Yeah.
It has very similar aspects with a language. You know.
Yes.
Uh, because of this, I believe we had to learn uh, to read music, to write music, to understand the
Yeah.
theoric aspects of music.
Right.
But we, as educators, we try to teach these aspects to our students. But are we successful?
Not
I
really.
don't
I
know.
don't.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't know.
Depends,
Uh,
right?
yeah, I just can't know this through a scientific test.
Yeah.
But I researched a bit in some countries, in Poland, in Italy, in
Yeah.
Germany, in US.
Yes.
They developed some music literacy tests in early
Mhm.
times, in 70s, in
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
But
And
we
in
had,
Germany, actually, there were
yeah,
so music education in Germany, especially, is so the fundamentals of music education are very, very old. When I was teaching in Germany, there were a lot of folk songs and um, you know, nursery songs for kids, which
yeah,
were actually aimed to teach kids how to intonate two notes, three notes, right? So very beautiful methods, which were very, very old.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, but we hadn't that kind of test for our culture, for our
Yeah.
music
Yes.
educations. It was in other languages such as English, German, and
Oh,
it has been planned, it has been developed for other musical cultures,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's not reliable to use it in my own country.
Yes.
Then I decided to develop a new test for music literacy for our culture, for our music
Right.
education.
Yes.
And we developed it with my advisors, thanks
Yeah.
to them. We developed them, and after developing, we applied to some students, and we got
Mhm.
good results with that.
Yes.
And it has accepted widely in our
Yeah.
countries,
So, what
culture.
was the main difference? What is that you uh,
What
planned
did
in
I
a different
find?
way? Yes, different.
What
Yeah.
did I find? Okay, I find that the music literacy levels of our children was not sufficient.
Hmm.
I was expecting this result, but
Yeah.
I proved it.
Yes.
Uh, we tried to understand the reason of these results.
Yeah.
Uh, I believe there were a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
One of the reasons is we are starting too late to teach musical notation in Turkey.
Yeah.
It's starting.
So I don't know about Turkey now. I don't know how the music education works there. But when do they start?
Sorry?
When? At what age do they start?
Okay, formally in public schools, they are starting at fourth grade.
In fourth grade, yes.
Is approximately 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's too late, I think.
Yeah.
Of course, in some distinctive public schools or some private schools, they start early. But I'm talking about the general.
Yes.
It's too late, very late. How we start to read and write our own languages at the age of 6. Some countries 5.
Right.
I believe we start to teach the language of the music at that age. It's the same.
Right.
9 or 10 is too late.
So do kids have any kind of music lessons before that age, or?
Yeah, they take some music lessons, but without notation.
Oh, I see.
Singing, or sometimes playing some, orff instruments, but not with notation. Just by ear and singing. Some children choirs. Of course, they take lessons. My own wife is a primary school teacher, and she teaches.
Yes.
Not with notation.
Right. Yes.
Plus, there is only 1 hour for music lessons here. Just 1 hour. It's hard to teach in 1 hour everything. Singing.
So 1 hour a week.
1 hour a week. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's going on until the high school. High school, it's 2 hours. On high school, it starts. It's not enough, I know.
Right. Yeah. Yes. So I in Germany, I had the experience with a foundation, the Bertelsmann Foundation. And what they were trying to do for music education was to educate not music teachers, teachers in kindergartens and kind of preschools, how to integrate music and musical literacy in their daily lessons. Like, I don't know, I'm talking about the trees. So the kids will learn a rhyme about the trees. They will learn a song about trees. They will learn to dance with the music about the trees, to learn some rhythmic notation, to invent their own music and notate the music. Those small things that you can do with 3-4 years old, right? And they have fun because it is integrated in what they do anyway. They play, they kind of dance, they do those things. And it's so important because, and I know that foundation in Germany was trying really to integrate music, more music into the daily life of children in public schools or kind of preschools in Germany. In that case, I think it was very, very important. So it's an important step that we should take, right? So like experiencing music in anything we do. Like I'm going for a walk and I can sing a song, or can count the steps and walk with a certain rhythm, right? And all those kind of small things that you can do with young children that should be integrated in. And notation is just basically, if you think about notation, is a way that we write down so that we can remember. Right? So if you think about that, I think about rhythm. I can notate, write down, so that if I give it to you, you can play the same, right? It's a beautiful thing to do if you think about it. Right?
As in the language. Yeah, you're right. That's a way of communication between musicians. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Because then music sounds in time. If we don't really have the possibility to, set fast what we the sounds that we want to have, then we're going to forget them. So if you present that to the kids that way, it is very simple, and it's not so, it's not rocket science at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I said,
You're right.
it's very simple, right? You
It,
hear bomb and you write a circle.
yeah.
Then you hear another bomb and you write another circle. So it's not difficult. Even a 3 years old can do that, right? And can
Yeah,
understand.
but I've encountered some very strange things in here. I still
Yeah.
encounter.
Yes.
Uh, I'm in a high school. We accept very talented students.
Mhm.
30
Oh, so the high school
students.
is for
Fine
for.
arts, yeah, a
Okay. Yeah.
specialized high
Okay.
school. We have
That's good.
specialized high schools here: science
That's
high
awesome.
school, fine arts high school, etc.
Right.
Social science high school. We have a different
Yeah.
education system. I'm in a fine art high school.
Yeah.
We accept very talented students here.
Yes.
Just 30 students per year. Uh, they come here. Most of them cannot read or write music. Most of
Hmm.
them.
Yes.
We choose them with an oral test and
Yes.
hearing test. Uh, some of them still at the end of the education still rejects the notation.
Hmm.
They try to they write down the name of the note under the notes, because it's the language, only language he
That they
or she
know.
knows,
Yes.
and he or she wants to communicate with that language.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very strange for me, but I can understand them. It's
Hmm.
too late. 14
Yeah.
years is too late to learn
Right.
musical notation or etc. But
Yeah.
we are trying to do our best to teach them, and
Yeah.
we found ways to teach
Yes.
older
Yeah.
beginners,
Yes.
uh, and we are good.
So, if you would have the chance to really change that in your country, right? What would you change it? How would you change it?
Uh, I would like to change. Uh, not the approach of 1 hour lesson is not a good way.
Hmm.
All of the
Yes.
students are in the same class,
Right.
20 people, 25, 40, some
Yeah.
very crowded schools,
Wow. Yes.
all of them. Yeah, we have crowded schools in, not everywhere, but
Hmm.
some some sections of Istanbul.
Right. Yes.
It's a very crowded city here, not
Yeah.
in Anatolia, not in small towns. They are
Hmm.
20, 25. Uh, all of them in one class, and the teacher tries to teach music. It's
Mm.
impossible.
Right. Yes.
Uh, I would like to have more teachers here as specialized teachers,
Yeah.
and we may divide children's according to their interest,
Right.
according to their musical instruments,
Hmm.
and I would like to, but it needs money,
Yes.
it needs money, and I would like to change this.
Right. But so would it be possible to organize something like they did in Germany, right? Find a foundation which is like able to sponsor this
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah. Some,
this kind of training for normal
yeah,
teachers, right? Normal
yeah,
teachers
yeah,
in school who could add music more to their kind of lessons. That would be awesome,
yeah,
right? Because yeah,
yeah.
you could basically do that every day. Every day, a little bit of music. 15 minutes of music every day is better than 1 hour a week, right?
Yeah, our primary school teachers get musical educations in faculty in
Yeah.
college. Some of them does this job very good.
Yes.
S- Um, my own mother was a primary school teacher, and
My mom too.
really,
Yes.
she was playing
My mom.
mandolin like me. She could read music,
Yes.
she could train a choir.
Right.
Uh,
Yes.
but not all of them like this.
Hmm.
You know,
Yes.
as teacher education may be useful
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this.
I
Yeah.
think many teachers. So I taught to this. I was teacher trainer for this foundation in Germany. And
Yeah.
what I found in Germany was that teachers were scared. They thought, I don't know enough about music, so I cannot teach it, right? And I
Of
said,
course.
well, it's very simple. You know how to distinguish a short from a long note? That's it,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So,
it.
you
Yeah.
know, you distinguish some basic things. You can still teach that to your own students.
Of course. Of course.
And
You're
to
right.
distinguish two notes, you know, am I kind of whispering? Am I kind of being soft or being
Yeah.
loud?
Yeah.
Is my voice as deep as a wolf or kind of say hi as a bird, right? So those small things are things that everybody can do, right? You just need
Of
really to
course, you're
know
right. Yeah.
that's already music, right? That's music.
Yeah. You're
And
right.
even
You're
just
right.
listening to music for the kids is important, right? Listening, walk at the rhythm, knowing if a piece is slow or fast. You know, those basic things are things that you can teach, even though you are not a performer, you're not a musician, but you can still teach them, right?
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
just it's a basic thing.
And I would like to change the idea of the music is useless. Some
Mm,
people still thinks like that music is just just an amusement. I
right.
would like to change this because it's not
So,
scientific. You
you
know
know,
that
we
there's a
don't
theory,
know.
a
I,
multiple intelligence theory. Music is a kind of intelligence.
yeah.
If we work on the music intelligence, we can do better things on the other kind of intelligence. You know, nature intelligence,
Yes.
mathematical intelligence, social intelligence.
I tell you one story. So I was teaching musikalische Früherziehung. This is music classes for preschoolers in Germany,
Yeah,
right?
very good.
I was teaching this class in Germany, and I had a student, Christian, and this kid was, I think, it was 4, and he couldn't speak. He was born with brain damages,
Ah,
so he couldn't speak at all. So his mom told me, yeah, I'm bringing Christian to these classes, but he doesn't speak. And I didn't know what he had, right? And I asked, is there a vocal damage, right? Is there damage of the voice, vocal
yeah,
cords? Then he cannot speak, right? Because we don't have the voice. But, or is something that has to do with the brain? And she
brain.
said,
Yeah.
no, it's a brain damage. And I thought, okay, so if it is a brain damage, the brain is able to make up for the parts that are not working, right? And music is
Mhm.
a really powerful tool to correct those things.
Yeah.
After 3 years of musical singing, this kid, because every time that I was singing, we were singing, for example, "Wie heißt du?" Right? What's your name in English? So
Yeah.
just 2 notes, and I was always kind of expecting this kid to answer. Right? My expectation was for him to express some sounds and sing his name. At the end of the first year, I think he had started kind of just like singing some sounds without really kind of the vowels or anything. It was like this. So after all these classes, all this work with them, I met his dad at one of my concerts, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Giulio, I have to thank you." And I thought it was for the concert. I was, "Oh, thank you," like
Yeah.
I like that you enjoyed the concert. And he said, "No, the concert was beautiful, but I would like to thank you because my son started speaking because of the music lessons
Very
he
good.
took with you." And it's kind of always something that I will remember forever, the impact that simple music lessons in the musicalische Früherziehung class, preschool, right, had on
Yeah.
the life of this kid who was basically destined not to speak, right? And then he started kind of using the musical brain to make up for the language part that they didn't have. So, and it was amazing. It was almost as a miracle, right? But we don't realize how much music we listen every day, or how much we use music for pretty much anything, right? And people don't realize the importance of music. So I don't know if you know the story of why music, why as human beings we develop music, but we develop music to feel safe, and to feel that there's no danger in the kind of when we were kind of in the primordial world. Our primordial brain still feels safe and secure and happy because of music, because of the sound, right, that we have. So music is, such an asset for the human society, and we don't value that enough, I think.
Yeah,
right?
you're right. It's a part of being human, I think.
Yeah.
They found a part of a flute recently, 20,000 years old, I think. A little part of.
Yes.
It's made from a bone, an animal bone.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a flute.
Yes.
It proves that it's in our nature. It's not an alien thing to me. Do you know this story? I couldn't remember the name of the story. A short story, a science fiction story. Aliens come to Earth. They revealed their self to ours in story. They make good connections with us. We become friends.
Yes.
And
we hope we won't start a war with them.
we become friends, and one day we invite them to a concert.
Yes.
They come to a concert, but they cannot understand anything because they don't have the music understanding. They have technology, they have everything, they have language, but they cannot enjoy the music, or they cannot understand music. They appreciate the work on music. We have big orchestras, we have operas. It's a work. They appreciate this, but they cannot understand and they cannot value. I will send you the name of the story later, but I don't remember now. It's very interesting, a short story.
That's beautiful. Yes. I mean, sounds in life are so important, right? So you were teaching sound design and
sound design.
Music for movies, right? So we use music in a way that it creates a fourth dimension, sort of, something which is not. Anyway, my dissertation was partially on music and meaning, right?
Oh, very nice.
What music means.
Very nice.
And then but music basically has such an abstract meaning that we will never agree on what music means. I mean, for me, it might mean something. For you, it might mean something else.
Of course,
because it has no
right.
It has no words. So I can have I can feel these affects. I can feel this, like, sadness, nostalgia, or happiness. I can feel all those things, and depending on my mood, it will bring me to something, a different word, right, at the same time. But it has that kind of, as a form of communication. I cannot send you a piece of music and you would understand what I want, right? Because I cannot communicate that way. But you can still, I can still communicate that kind of affect, right? That kind of emotion, that kind of, so it's very interesting, right, to think about what music communicates. I cannot, if I need something from you, I can send you a musical message, because you would say, I don't know what she wants. So that's very interesting. So how do you structure your classes about sound design? And then I have another question, and maybe that's very interesting to me, at least.
uh, structure, we are working on softwares,
Uh-huh.
for
Yes.
this. Yeah, we use some softwares, uh, Adobe Premiere or Reaper, etc.
Yeah.
Every digital audio workshop we can work with.
Yes.
Uh, we have uh, computers for every students, and
Student.
I
Yeah.
have I have a computer. I have a projection,
Hmm.
and I teach them how to designing sound.
Hmm.
Sound design starts after production,
Yes.
not during the production. After
Yes.
production,
Yeah.
it's very important. It complements the sound
Hmm.
that you cannot create on shooting the movie.
Yes.
You cannot use every sound. You cannot put music. You cannot put some sound effects.
Yeah.
And we are learning this kind of stuff in that.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah,
important. Yes.
it's kind of both technical and both philosophical.
Yeah.
How to approach the sound design.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting class. We
Yes.
make
Yes.
foley exercises. Foley exercises.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
It's like
So,
this.
for example, I think in movies, it's when I edit my videos for the YouTube channel, I always try different kind of sounds, rhythm, the speeds of the
Yeah,
music,
yeah,
and or the instruments. It changes a lot the feeling that you have for the whatever is
of
on the
course,
screen. It's kind of
of course,
changes completely, right? It's kind of
of course, of course.
fascinating how the perception of the visual part is affected by music. I
Of
don't know
course.
if you know well Fellini's movies.
I know.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
Otto
Fellini,
and Mezzo.
yeah, Fellini and Rota, they worked together for a very long time, right?
Yeah,
And if you analyze the music of these movies, what Fellini put on the scene was interpreted by the music,
yeah,
but in a way that he created truth in music, while the scene was whatever it was, right? If somebody was kind of acting in a strange way, like lying about something or thinking something but doing something else, right, in the movie, the
yeah,
music was always kind of using the same kind of melody,
yeah,
which
yeah,
was
yeah.
connected to the true story. And it created a little bit of that cognitive dissonance in people, because you ended up thinking, okay, so probably the character in the movie is kind of thinking this, but is doing this. So without words, just because of
Yeah,
the music
yeah, yeah.
being
With the power of the music. You're right.
yes,
You're
yes.
right.
There's the last movie that they produced together. It's called, I think it's called Orchestra Rehearsal, Prove d'Orchestra in Italian, right?
Yeah,
And if you look at that as you discover this conductor trying to conduct all these different musicians, and the characters of the pianist, the violin player, of the kind of all those musicians are expressed through music in a kind of way that is true to the story is basically told by the music, while kind of the
yeah,
characters are doing something weird. Fellini is always kind of a little bit all over the places with the scenes, but so it's beautiful how the music connects everything in a way that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, yeah,
It's coming from even Wagner.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the concept of leitmotif.
Gesamtwerk, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, leitmotif. He creates these concepts.
Yes.
The motive that represents a person, a concept, and it's very important thing. But nowadays they are doing very interesting and very creative things. I've seen a movie. last day, and I will show this to my students. Very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Uh, there were some resistance people in I don't know which country, uh, and they will die. The
Hmm.
Nazis will kill them.
Yeah.
Music is very emotional. Sound design is very emotional. Just before they die, they zero all the sounds.
Yeah.
They die in silence. They shoot,
Yes.
but you cannot hear the sound of the gun.
Right.
They
Yes.
commit suicide, not to be killed by Nazis, and
Right.
it's very creative. I think very simple, but
I
very
was thinking,
creative.
I
Yeah,
was
very
thinking that you were
interesting.
talking about a different scene. I was at a conference once, and there was a presentation about. I think they were. I don't remember exactly the country, but some movies from South America, and in these movies, the music is used to create cognitive dissonance in a way that, for
Yeah.
example, if somebody's killed, the
Yeah.
music is happy.
Ah, yeah, they do. I know.
Yeah,
I know. Very
and it's a kind of
interesting.
it creates that
It
moment of
creates a
shock in the
contrast.
audience.
It's a contrast. Yeah, you
Yes,
know.
and then you think,
Yeah,
what's wrong
very
with you? Why are
interesting.
you happy? Do you have a happy music? People are being killed, right? It should be dramatic. I'm expecting that, but the
Yeah,
expectation is met with disappointment, and say, why is the music happy? But that's a way that we manipulate a little bit the audience to
yeah,
think,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You're
So
right.
why shouldn't I be happy that somebody's being killed in the scene, right?
Maybe it underlines the pointless of killing.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't
It's
know. I didn't
yeah,
see that movie, but
it's very
yeah,
it's kind of music can create that kind of uh deep thinking
yeah,
if you really kind of start realizing that, right? So that's why music is such an important tool. You know,
of course, of course. I
for
believe it.
example, musicians during wars, right? They use music to communicate things. You know, when they disagree politically about something, they use
Yeah,
opera like Verdi, right, in the Aida, right, to use the opera to protest, and
yeah,
in a way that is so subtle that nobody can complain with you. They can arrest you because they think it's not it's not there, but it's there. It's and you don't know. So music
yeah,
is a really kind of a very powerful tool to make the world really kind of a better place. And I think as
yeah,
musicians we have that uh, joy for life and
yeah, yeah. You're right.
for beautiful things. And if we would give that to every child in this world, I think it would be it would make their life better, but also everybody's life better, because
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
we would change the society.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yes.
You're
So
right.
yeah.
Music is
Anyway.
everywhere. Music
Yeah.
is in our prayers.
Yeah.
Music is in a football game, in a soccer game, you know.
Yes.
Music is in military by
Yeah.
marching bands, you know. Music is everywhere. Yeah, yeah, you
Yes.
know. We
Yeah.
can't find any single spot that music cannot enter. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yes. Yes. That's true. That's so true. So what are your projects for the future? What would you like to do? Like like your dream for the future in the musical world. If you would say, oh, in 10 years I would like to achieve that. What is this?
For my aspect,
Yeah, for you.
yeah, I don't know. I'm happy where I am now. Uh, I don't know. I have other interests other than music, you know,
Yeah.
as we talked before. Uh, I'm I'm still trying to improve myself.
Yeah.
But I would like to write a book.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I have some preparations on this.
Yes. And what is the
Uh,
book about?
it is about music theory.
Oh yes, that question. Before I
Yeah.
forget, sorry. So
Okay.
yeah, so you were right at the beginning. You said something very interesting to me because I'm a music theorist, right?
I know.
And right now in the United States, you are trying to include not only Western music theory, but music theory as theory of the music that exists in the world. So
Yeah.
basically, like in China, they might have a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
Yeah.
system. In India, they have a different kind of system of music and
Of
music,
course,
which we
we
don't
have too.
study, right?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
were
I know.
talking about Turkish music theory.
Turkish music theory, yeah.
So what is kind of the main kind of components of this, or what is the difference? You know the better than me.
Yeah, of course. Let me try to summarize for you.
Yeah.
In Turkish music, we don't have major or minor tones. We don't have tones.
Oh, okay.
We have scales, but they are not tones. They are kind of modes. Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Greek modes, but not the
Yes, yes.
same.
Yeah.
Uh, we don't divide the one octave equal 12 bars. We don't
Oh,
have equal to 12 bars.
I see.
We
Yes.
we divide the two notes between C and D.
Hmm.
9 equal parts is called comma.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and we create our scales, Turkish scales, which is called makam,
Uh-huh.
with that sounds, uh, and we compose our songs with that scales.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Very interesting,
Awesome.
and also we don't have just four time. 2 4 3 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have different kinds of 4 4 time. Uh,
How does it mean?
yeah, this is Sofya. Düm tekke, düm tekke. 4 time. This is
Uh-huh.
also 4 time, but this is duet. Düm tek tek, düm tek, düm tek tek, düm tek.
I see.
Both of them 4 4, but they have different names because they
I
have
see.
different rhythms. Just like in Latin music, they
Yes.
have different times of they have pasadoble, they have
Yeah.
beijing, just like
Yeah.
in that.
I had a
Uh,
guest here who's a friend of mine, Tiffany, and they said there's also a live stream on this channel, and she studied African. So her dissertation was about African rhythm, so rhythm in
yeah, yeah,
Africa and
yeah.
how to categorize the different rhythm. And basically, they use a very similar. I don't know now if this is the same because I don't want to say something which is not true, but they use very similar kind of rhythmic modes, right?
Yeah,
That kind of
modes, rhythmic
yeah.
modes. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, yeah, it's very interesting. Yes.
Also, we have some. How do I say? We call it aksak rhythms.
Uh-huh.
Uh, uh, that's 9 9 8.
Okay.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2
That's
1
so interesting.
5
Yes.
5 8 1 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2
And
3.
yes, and is that so? Is it written notation or is it kind of taught by ear? How is the Turkish music theory taught? Is it written
Yeah,
in
yeah,
writing?
yeah. We use the same with the same notes with the
Right. Yeah.
Western notes, but
Yeah.
we add some special signs for this.
Right. Yes. Which I
The
would not
same, but
know.
yeah, the same. We use a reversed sharp note for
Uh-huh.
the little intervals that I've spoken before.
Yeah.
Uh, we add some addition. The same
So
notes is the
I
same. Yeah,
assume
the
if you
same.
would give me that score,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't know how to play
Everything
it. I
is
was
the
like,
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
In maybe 200 years ago, we had a different system that our own, but we
Yeah, of
left
course.
it. We left
Yes.
it just to try to be unified with the rest of the world. You know,
Why?
I don't know. I
We
don't
should.
know.
I think every culture is so rich, especially
Yeah,
for example
you're right.
Turkish culture, right? Because
Yeah,
you had the kind of basically Turkey dominated the world for quite a while, right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
Ottoman
yeah. You're
Empire,
right.
and I think, for example, in Italy, in Sicily, especially, we assimilated a lot in the music, right, from the
Yeah,
Turkish culture,
yeah,
and it is very rich, right, in all
yeah,
those kind of
yes.
things. So it's a kind of a shame to give up all that just because some other notation, yeah, took over the world. Like, let's use everything. Let's validate everything as it's kind of
Some,
it is important because I think knowing the roots of where my knowledge comes from,
yeah,
where my own kind of roots, so who I am in this country is
yeah,
is kind of connected to my history too, right? So, and then knowing all these things about your own country, that makes you just rich, a wealthy person. So not a poor one. So I kind of really kind of, yeah, I would like to have maybe we can organize another episode later
of
just about
course.
Turkish music theory, and it
Yeah,
would be
yeah, of
probably kind
course.
of one of the few videos on YouTube about that, because I didn't know kind of there was a huge difference in that, but it would be so interesting, yeah,
Okay.
to do in the future. So anyway, so it was a pleasure to have you here today with us.
Likewise.
Yes, thank you so much. And then kind of I will wait for the next episode about Turkish music theory,
Yeah,
and maybe in
let's
a few
do
months.
it.
Yes. Okay.
That will be fun for me, and that will be honor for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I wish you a very, very good evening in Turkey, and here's the still afternoon and cold actually. But so thank you again, and for whoever is interested to know more about Dr. Aslan, I will post the link to his YouTube channel, to his Instagram account below in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to his channel as well. And have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.